everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Elise, and on this channel I do artsy things and Japan things. This particular vlog is going to be artsy things, specifically drawing portraits, which is something that I like to do, even though I do not do it very well. But trying to get better at portraits is fun for me, and that's why I like, drawing so much. But in this particular vlog, I want to talk about how when you don't do so well and it just sucks, but you have to keep drawing because eventually you will do well again. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Right now, these are sketches for a painting that I will do a little bit later in the video of a friend dressed up as Ariel for Halloween. I really liked the way she looked. She was really cute, and I wanted to try to capture that cuteness in a drawing. So first I did a few sketches to try and get, the facial features the way I wanted them, or the hair and the smirk in the eyes and all that fun stuff. I did a few sketches in this sketchbook, which you've seen before, but it's not very good for painting. So I just stuck with the pencil sketches in this. For these particular set of sketches, I was using two pencils, a really light one and then a dark one. I think the darker one is like one of the HP pencils. I don't know, it's not on my desk right now. And then the lighter one is it's a cheap little pencil that I got at a museum. I got it more just as a souvenir than to actually use, but I've been using it a lot to do like the base, the lines to help line up the features. I don't remember what that's called because I feel like English isn't my first language anymore. But yeah, I do all of the basic shapes, the lines to get everything, in the right spot. I do that with the lightly colored pencil, and then I go in with the darker B pencil, H pencil, I don't know, whatever. That one's also from the dollar store. All of my supplies are very cheap. I go in with the darker lines on that to help solidify the features and the shapes that I want. So after I'd done a few of the sketches, I felt at the time that I had gotten the face and the expression down that I wanted, and I just redrew it on some water. I think it's multi-purpose. What is it called? Multi-medium? Mixed medium, that's the word. Some mixed medium paper that I had left over on my desk. This was it was a pretty cheap pack of paper, so I wasn't really expecting it to do that well. The paint that I'm using is the Kuretake Gansai Tambi, and yeah, so I just wanted to try and see if I could paint the correct skin tone with the Kuretake and give it a nice kind of shoujo manga feel if I could. But in the end, I didn't quite like how it turned out because the eyes felt too small, really, to be shoujo manga-ish. The painting itself was fine. I just didn't like how I kind of lost the base drawing after painting on the colors. So in my head, I considered this a not so successful painting, and now I don't know where it is. It might be somewhere in my room. following day, I might have been the following day, I'm not sure anymore. This was almost a month ago. But I really wanted to try doing another portrait, trying to do skin tones, this time with some cheap gouache that I have. I had just gotten that paint palette holder, the color, what do you call it? Yeah, palette? Yeah, the palette on the right side. I had just gotten that and I wanted to see how well it could keep the paints moist. So I put in some cheap gouache paints that I got during my trip to the UK earlier this year. Their colors are only the primary colors, so yellow, red, and blue, plus white and black. And then I wanted to see if I could get a believable skin tone out of it. So this was less an exercise to see if I could draw the person well than to see if I could just get the colors looking okay. And I don't know if it was just maybe the material I was painting on, but it turned out a lot better than I was expecting. And I think I still have this one too. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I still like the way it looks. So, you know, after a not so successful painting, there is always the more successful painting that like reassures you in your drawing skill, which I needed at the time. Sometime in maybe early November, I finally got my Arteza sketchbooks. If you guys have seen one of my earlier paint with me videos, maybe the one about the persimmons, I got some Arteza gouache paints back in October, and I really liked how they were working. Using them felt really good, so I decided to pick up a few Arteza sketchbooks to see if I could use them to practice gouache painting on, which was the purpose of this portrait. This portrait was going to use the cheap gouache from the previous portrait that I did on the leftover cardboard and just, you know, replicate the same thing, same skin tones, same color scheme on this paper. Imagine my surprise when that did not happen. As you can see, the colors are just really saturated and splotchy. It didn't blend well, even when I tried letting the layers dry in between. And as you can see, I'm very confused. Like, the cardboard looks good, this painting looks terrible. And so I gave up. Probably a week or so after that terrible portrait, I decided to see if I could draw up something really quick for a charity event that I went to on Friday. In the end, I did not use this painting for the charity. I used another one because it just wasn't as good as I wanted, but it was definitely better than the last thing I painted, which was that horribly saturated, horribly done portrait. I guess it's just to show that not every painting will turn out the way you want it. And just because it doesn't turn out the way you want, you can't let it get to you, which I always let it get to me every single time I do a crappy portrait. I'm like, yeah, I should never draw again. So, and that's why it just takes me so long to draw things. But yeah, this portrait was an attempt to try and get back at my self-esteem for doubting myself, I guess. this portrait, I'm painting on the same Arteza paper that the terrible portrait was done on, but I'm using I think these are artist quality watercolors. As you can see, they're not quite looking as nice as I would like them to look. There's still some, I forget the word for it, but basically when you add water to paint that's already on the paper and it starts to like fan out and make these weird edges. I was having that problem with it. But I didn't hate it, and I don't think I threw it away like I did the other one. So this is probably somewhere in the workspace, hidden under a pile of books so that it can, you know, stay flat. This is like the end of my arc of terrible drawings maybe. I don't know. But this is a portrait I did a few days ago, just on a whim. As you can see, it's the middle of the night, which is a terrible time to want to record painting, but when you want to paint, you just want to paint. So I got a nice picture off of Pinterest. I really liked the way the lighting was in the painting, and I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool if I could mimic that in watercolor. And yeah, I'm using another watercolor set. This one is cheaper than the paints from the last portrait that I just watched. It's like a $30 maybe watercolor set. The Arteza book is also pretty affordable. It's like one of the cheaper, probably student end pricing. So I think maybe blending of similar quality helps them work well together. I don't know. Is that a thing? If that feels like it might be a thing, or well together because they're in the same price bracket. But yeah, I really like how the paints were drying on the paper. They were, even when I re-wet certain areas, they didn't get all crazy. It was very controlled and nice experience. It wasn't frustrating like some of the last paintings, portrait paintings that I worked on. I could actually have fun while I was painting. And I think maybe that's just the key to just doing art in general. Even when you're trying to study, even when you're trying to learn new things, learn new techniques, you just have to try and find the joy in that. Otherwise, you get discouraged and you just don't want to paint anymore. At least that's what I find happening. So I guess what I'm planning to do from now on is to keep that in mind when I paint portraits, and not be so mad at myself if it doesn't turn out exactly like I did, and just be grateful for the time that I spent working on it, and, you know, just try to enjoy the process a little bit more, I guess. Anyway, I will probably stop talking now, so please enjoy the rest of this painting. Leave a comment, or if you have questions, give me a question, I can try to help. I'm still very new at watercolor painting. I'm still trying lots of things, but I think by sharing the things that I'm trying, hopefully that will help other people in the site try watercolors. It is a tricky medium, but it's also a lot of fun just watching the paints mix and around on paper. So yeah, if you have any questions about wanting to try watercolor, I will try to help you as much as I can, or at least link you to my like watercolor playlist that I made on YouTube with all these amazing watercolor art. I will see you guys in the next video. We'll probably be back to the travel stuff, something a little bit lighthearted. So stay tuned for that. If you like what you're seeing,